Welcome to Common Sense Wellness with Dr. Gary Martin, the show that helps you take control of your health with clarity, confidence, and practical wisdom. Dr. Gary Martin has spent decades in clinical practice and natural wellness research, discovering that the key to lifelong vitality lies in understanding the body's signals before they become symptoms. Each week, we will explore simple science-backed methods like mineral testing, facial scans, and lifestyle adjustments that help you restore balance from the inside out. You'll also hear from expert guests and real clients who have turned their health challenges into stories of transformation. No gimmicks, no fads, just common sense wellness that works. Now, here's your host, Dr. Gary Martin.
Disclaimer, no diagnosis or treatment for disease is intended. Any observations or comments made by me are for general educational purposes only, and they simply represent my personal opinion regarding what I would do if I personally had the same concerns as the person voicing the question or comment. Please see a licensed health practitioner for all diagnosis, treatment, and information concerning prevention, cure, or restorative health care. I hold DN, DSC, PhD, DNM, and PhD degrees. I am not a medical doctor. I'm not a licensed health practitioner by choice. This information is for educational purposes only. It is not meant to cure, treat, prevent disease, nor prescribe, nor to be used for diagnosis. Please be aware that you accept all risks associated with any of the protocols that we discuss.
Welcome to Common Sense Wellness. I'm Dr. Gary Martin. Today, I want to talk about what I consider the number one health problem in America, dehydration, subclinical dehydration to be exact. Not the dramatic kind, the quiet subclinical kind that slowly throws off your salts, your sugars, your stress chemistry, and your ability to eliminate acid. You know, life makes acid. So if you don't solve hydration first, then you're wasting your money trying to fix anything else, because in the long run, nothing's going to work. Hydration is the first domino. Let's talk about why.
The ORP meter is not included in the client lab kit because we don't need that number for the BIA calculations. But we want the number because it tells us so much about the oxidation that is going on in the body. So because what you're trying to be is you're trying to be a minus, and you want to be as low of a minus, meaning 150 is low versus 1 minus as possible. And it's going to flop around from day to day just because of what you do and what you ate and what you drank and all that kind of stuff. What you don't want to be is you never want to be a plus. You never want to be a plus anything. So I just wait until it comes to a slow crawl.
Okay, slow.
And that's my reading.
Like 1 minute would be enough. It would be plenty, right?
Yeah. What I do is I start it right at the beginning of the test, and the test with the nitrate countdown is like 4 minutes, right? Okay. Well, so when I'm through with the test, whatever that number is on the ORP meter, that's what I write down. I don't worry about, oh gee, it changed 1. You know, if it's crawling, you're done.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you a lot.
Okay.
Gary, I'd like to ask some more questions about your hydrogen thingamajig there. Is that your invention?
I wish.
You wish.
I wish I was an inventor, actually. I'm not creative enough to be an inventor. I can take something like what Reams did with the BIA, or RBTI is what he called it, or somebody called it on behalf of him. I'm not sure which. And fine tune it, or based on my experience with it, I can create stuff, but whatever. But to actually come up with the idea, I'm not too sure about that. No, this the H2 cap, it kind of goes back to the fact that I was the first person in the United States of America to import alkaline water machines into the country.
Wow.
This was in the early 90s, and that's when everybody thought I was crazy. Alkaline water, what? And now it's like, now you can buy it in the grocery store, right? Or at least Trader Joe's. All right. So I've been in water for a very long time, is my point here. But my contacts from that, which are in Asia, Korea primarily, led me to this thing. At the time that I was turned on to it, I didn't even know what hydrogen water was. I mean, I sort of had an idea and whatever, but hydrogen water, really? Does anybody really care or whatever? And then when I found out what it does by using the ORP meter, I thought, wow, this is really cool. So we import this from Korea. I think we're maybe one of maybe two. I'm not even sure there is anybody else. But it's $195. They're kind of mad at us because they want, like, if you go to Amazon and see it, it'll be $295. And they sort of, all right, somebody that just signed on, you've got some feedback there. If you can, if you're not talking, it's probably a good idea to just mute yourself or turn down the speaker. So where was I?
You're telling the price of the.
Oh yeah, all right. So if you go to Amazon, I believe, at least last I looked or whatever, what they want the price to be is $295. We've been knocking $100 off and selling it for $195. I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to do that because I don't want them to cut me off. And so if they whatever, but it's so worth it. I can't believe it. I mean, in 3 minutes, you've got 16 ounces of hydrogen water. Probably 32 ounces a day is probably sufficient to keep your ORP in the minus zone.
3 ounces?
32 ounces.
32 ounces a day.
Just 2 of these. It'll generate this bottle in 3 minutes.
There's a guy, do you know about the Brown's gas machine?
No.
There's a guy, well, that's a big story. I'm not going to go there, but there's a guy in British Columbia that's selling a hydrogen generator, which is promoting it to make hydrogen water. So Vancouver, that's promoting hydrogen water made with this machine. So,
Okay.
And the whole spiel around this.
Now what just happened, what you see, I don't know, I'm kind of weird. I pay attention to funny things. Like I just took a drink of the hydrogen water. Okay. And as soon as I put the cap back on, whatever, the timer went off on my phone, and I've got an Apple Watch. So, and whatever the timer goes off, it, gives me a little zap, right? So I knew whatever. And I thought, well, that isn't that interesting. I'm getting my body trained. Like somehow I knew it was time to drink the hydrogen water, so every 30 minutes, if you don't set a timer, remember, health, water is the #1 health problem in America. And if you don't get the water quantity and the regulation, meaning that as little as and as often as possible during the day, if you don't solve that, which will get your salt number on the BIA down to the 7 to 10 area, if you don't solve that, what I'm telling you is you're basically wasting your money if you're spending any money on stuff that is trying to fix you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that important. Subclinical dehydration is killing people. Now, it doesn't kill you overnight, but it kills you earlier than what you should.
Putting nails in your coffin.
Nails in the coffin. Thank you. Somebody said, Dr. Martin, who was that?
Oh, it's Carity. Hi.
Hi, Carity.
Hi there.
All right. Oh, now I can see your feet.
Well, let me turn it around here if I know how.
That's all right.
Anyway,
that's okay.
You want us to drink the hydrogen water every 30 minutes?
Well,
30 ounces a day?
Well, water in general needs to be consumed every 30 minutes. Now, the formula is this. It's half your body weight. So if you weigh 160 pounds, let's just say that's 80. All right, 80 ounces. So let's say the average person is up 16 hours. Let's just say,
Right.
All right. So that would be 5 ounces an hour. 5 ounces an hour would give you 80 ounces of water. Okay. And that would be now. So that's what 160 pounds. Now, this is for a person who's really not that active. So the more active you are, the more that the formula is deficient. So and the only way I know, the only test I know and whatever that will tell you for sure if you're consuming enough pure water for your body weight, and knowing that that's the #1 health problem in America, and that's the first domino then that is something that you should want to know about yourself. And the only test I know is the BI, and it's the sugar number and the salt number. Let me see
Okay.
they go up and down according to how much water you drink. So if you can keep them in the magic zone, which is 7 to 10 for the salts and 1.5 to 2.5 for the sugars, you are drinking the right amount of water in the number of times a day for your body weight and your lifestyle. Now,
What?
that 80 ounces at 5 ounces an hour is really good, but you'll get better numbers, which means that ultimately you're more healthy by splitting that into the half hour and drinking 2.5 ounces every half hour. For the same reason is that when you check into the hospital, what's the first thing they do? They hook you up to a bag of water.
Right.
And what do? They drip it into you. See, they know. So it's the same principle. So now back to the hydrogen and water part of it though.
Yeah.
So the hydrogen water is just part of your water. So whatever it is that you're drinking, preferably 32 ounces of it should be the hydrogen water. Now, if you're making lemon water, make it with the hydrogen water. You know, if you're the only thing I can say about not mixing the water, do not mix H2 water, hydrogen water with phenomenal water. Do not do that.
With what kind of water?
Phenomenal water.
What is that?
Phenomenal water is first of all, it's a superb product because it's the only water that I know of that will latch onto the acidity so that you can pee it out of the body. See, alkaline water is adding alkaline to your system. Adding alkalinity to your system is not the same as removing acidity. Adding alkalinity is not the same as removing acidity.
Right.
Phenomenal water removes the acidity from the body. So when we have a really acid chemistry, when you add your urine pH and your saliva pH and it totals to be less than 12.8, that's a person who can greatly benefit by phenomenal water. Now, what's that?
How is it?
Oh, it comes in 32-ounce bottles. It's a concentrate. 1 ounce makes 32 ounces. So 1 ounce of the phenomenal water makes a quart. And the quart is then what you drink. Most acid people don't have to consume it forever, but you monitor it by looking at your pHs. And the other number that is in the BIA is that ammonia nitrogen number. If the ammonia nitrogen number, let me see if I can bring this up here. Every time I do this, I end up screwing something up. I'm called the energy categories. Now, if I can get back to where I was at and share the screen, we'll see how that works. Share. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
So here I'm talking, so I'll point to while I'm talking. So whatever your pHs end up being, if they fall below 12.8, and especially if your ammonia nitrogen number, this number right here, that bottom number 3, if that's high, if that's over 5, almost everybody's walking around with an 8. 12 is the top of the scale. So that's an indication of acidity that's floating around your body that's not being eliminated. So if those kind of, so if your urine is alkaline and you've got a high ammonia, what is that a sign of? Why do you pee? You know why you pee? You pee to pee the acid out of your body. Because why? Well, because life makes acid. Everything you do makes acid. Thinking hard makes acid. Exercise makes acid.
What you mean, the byproduct of living makes acid?
That's right. That's why there's a saying. The saying is, we're alkaline by design. What do I mean by that? Well, the blood is 7.2 something or other. And if 1/10 in the pH is a big deal. So the blood doesn't vary. I mean, if your blood was 7.0, you'd be dead. So for example, or if it was 7.4, you probably would be dead. So there's a tight range, and the body will rob Peter to pay Paul for years to not let that vary. So because what you don't want to get in is you don't want to have acidosis or alkalosis in the blood. So I forget what I was talking about.
Using the phenomenal water.
Acidity, about the acidity, how to maintain acidity.
Right. So
if your urine is alkaline, but ammonium is more than 10, like something high, what is it talking about?
Right, yeah. If your urine pH, all right. Oh yeah, we were talking about why do you pee, right? All right. So you pee to pee the acid out. The body has all kinds, because life makes acid. We have all kinds of mechanisms to get rid of the acid. Mainly, we urinate, but we also we exhale the acid. Our skin perspires and gets rid of the acid. And so we have all these ways of getting rid of the acid. But if you have a high ammonia number, which is this number right here, if you have a high ammonia number, but your urine pH is 7.2, so see what it should be? It should be 6.4 up here.
Mm-hmm.
So if your ammonia level is high and you're 7.2, what it means is that you're filling up with acid. You're not getting rid of it. You're not what we call finding the enemy. Now, this translates into other things. It also means that you're likely not confronting whatever it is that's stressing you out. You're not, because that's acid. And if you were confronting it and dealing with it, you'd be solving it, which would mean you'd be peeing it out. So it translates into kind of personality issues as well. So the more stressed that you become, the more acid there is, and you need to be getting rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, if you're 5.4 over 7.4, that adds up to be 12.8. That's a person that's really got a lot of stress, but that's the bad news. But the good news is they're peeing it out. Now, there's problems associated with that, but that's much better than not getting it. It's compression, suppression is never good. All right. So did that answer your question?
Yeah, this phenomenal water, that reminds me of Willard water. Is that anything similar? Because it's also a dilution of 1 ounce makes 32 ounces or something.
Yeah, no, it's not. Basically, what phenomenal water is a very weak solution of calcium hydroxide. That's making a very complicated story short. But yeah, that's what it is. That's why we don't use it for somebody who is truly alkaline.
So Dr. Martin, what is John Ellis water machine? Is it phenomenal water maker or something different? Or distill water?
It's something totally different. Why I'm so big on the John Ellis water machine, it's very expensive. It's $2,800. It looks like we call it the R2D2 because it looks like it just kind of looks like that. In fact, I think there's a picture of it on the longevityformulas.com website. And we are one of the very few dealers for him that he's basically shut down his whole dealer program, but he allows us to do it because of the number of units that we're able to move for him. But what it is that it is a multi distiller. He has patents on all this and whatever, but basically it's the only distiller. It is a distiller, okay, but it's the only distiller on the market that distills a gallon of water several times per minute. I forget the number, but I mean it's like 100 times per minute. So the water that comes out is extremely pure, which means that it has the ability to totally disintegrate whatever disease memory is in the water, and disease memory is in all water. I mean, people have been flushing their drugs and their diseases and whatever. Every time they flush it, it goes down the drain. It eventually ends up in the water table, and then you're drinking somebody else's disease. No thanks. So the water that is made by the John Ellis machine, there is no purer water on the planet. And as a result of his patented process, he increases the hydrogen bond angle from 103 to 114 degrees, so that it holds. And what's really cool about it, this is why we use this water in the Healthy Vibes brand that has love and gratitude frequency, joy and happiness frequency, and the peace and hope frequency. There's 3 products now in that, because when I make my hydrogen water, I add 2 droppers. I don't know if you can see this or not, but that's the Healthy Vibes. But I add 2 droppers to every 30 or 16 ounce bottle of hydrogen water before I plug it in and make it. So, but the water I have in here, for example, is John Ellis water, made by my R2D2 that I have in my garage.
So it's distilled water with hydrogen in it.
It's what?
So it is distilled water with hydrogen.
Yes, but it's only distilled water with hydrogen because I'm making it in the H2 cap.
Yes.
The distiller does not make the hydrogen.
Right, yes.
Yeah, but you see, the better quality water you have to start with, the better end result you have. So that's why not start with the best water on the planet? I mean, I'm telling you, it's the best $2,800 you're going to spend. This stuff's amazing. You can, if you want a sample, we can send you a sample. I think you can order a sample. It's hard to believe, but when you drink, all you got to do is drink whatever water it is that you drink that you think is really good and whatever, and then take a swig of John Ellis water, and you're gonna say, "Oh my gosh, are you kidding me right now?" See, so it is so light, it's just so pure, and what it will do is it in and of itself is a concentrate, because a few drops of that in regular water transforms the whole water.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing stuff. So anyway.
Is rainwater cleared of all disease?
No way.
So all water on the planet, like in the freshwater lakes up north here.
Right. Yeah, it's all got a disease memory.
Yeah.
Water has amazing memory, just amazing memory in water. I mean, we could have a whole call just on water.
Thanks for listening to Common Sense Wellness with Dr. Gary Martin. To learn more about the testing and resources we discussed, or to find out how you can take charge of your own health, visit BIRI.org. You'll find valuable information, free tools, and ways to connect directly with our wellness community. That's BIRI.org. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe and share the show with someone who's ready to take their next step toward better health.